Start winning at the races with Daily Racing Form's new mobile pass performances, featuring exclusive buyer speed figures and expert analysis and selections. Go to DRF.com/best and get the power of DRF in the palm of your hand.
Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, taking a look at the DRF race of the day for Thursday, July the 2nd. Race number 8 at Belmont Park. We'll take a look at the field for the $100,000 Mount Vernon Stakes. New York bred fillies and mares going 1 mile on the Widener turf. Remember, you can download free formulator pass performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with me. We'll take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race. It could be key. It's a rare gray bar situation where Timeform US just believes there's no speed whatsoever, and they have the 3 War Canoe out there among the early leaders. War Canoe has never made the lead after the first call in any of her races. The fact that Timeform US has her up close to the pace really shows that there is not a lot of speed in this race. The 2-horse Fetching, perhaps stretching out from a 7-furlong race, can be close to the pace as well. Nico's Dream on the far outside has not shown much speed, but maybe she'll be able to get close. And the key to this race is, where will the number 1 55 be positioned? Because 55 is doubtlessly the horse to beat and the deserving heavy favor on the morning line for Chad Brown and Javier Castellano. This horse has won her last 5 starts against New York bred competition, including this race, the Ticonderoga, to conclude her 5-year-old campaign back on October the 19th. They tried to get away with her with a very fast third quarter mile. 55, the heavy favorite, stayed within range, wore down the leaders in the stretch. It was just another good performance for this mare. She is a millionaire. She's won 11 of 22, and she has been placed in the right spots by Chad Brown. She has won well fresh in the past. She just fits this race like a glove. Now, Chad was going to run her in a graded stakes race against her stablemate Rushing Fall in the Bogey earlier this meet. She came down with a little bit of an ankle problem. She missed that race. She has a couple of works in the interim, and generally you don't worry about Chad off layoffs. It's up to Javier to get her into the race early. You don't want to leave her with too much to do if there's no pace up front. Fetching is the number 2. Let's take a look at Fetching's seasonal debut. And this is key because Fetching has the recency advantage over several of her major competition, especially horses like 55. This was a 7-furlong race. Fetching sat just off. I like the way she got away from these horses in the stretch. It was a career best 84 buyer speed figure. She might be coming into her own. She's a very lightly raced 4-year-old filly, and she might slowly be reaching peak maturity. And if you believe she can get close to the pace, as Timeform US indicates, she has a chance in here under Junior Alvarado. Fetching has a lot of upside potential. She's going to get a class quiz stepping up into the stakes ranks on turf for the first time. War Canoe is the 3. Now, War Canoe is making her first start off the claim. She hasn't raced since this effort on November the 15th. Now, in this race, a 2-turn open optional claimer, and a salty one at that, War Canoe was trained by Linda Rice. The third-place finisher from this race came back to win a 2X at Tampa Bay with a 90, then ran third in the Grade 3 Bogey with a 94 buyer speed figure. So War Canoe kept very good company, and you could understand why these connections claimed this horse, because she's already multiple stakes placed, and she might make a valuable broodmare one day. Now, she was claimed by trainer Jason Service out of this race, and we all know the allegations that have come to light with Service, very serious ones at that, and War Canoe has since been transferred over to the Chad Brown barn. It'll be interesting to see what we get from Chad first off the layoff with War Canoe. This horse did not start for Service after the claim. War Canoe 8 for 35 in her career, a solid runner, stakes placed, can win on her best day, and, as Timeform US indicates, has tactical ability. Munchkin Money is the number 4. Munchkin Money took on some tough competition down in South Florida over the winter for Christophe Clement, actually second in a graded stakes race. The Marshuas River 2 starts back, and just didn't fire last time out in a very live race. The runner-up coming back to win a 2 other than with an 89 buyer. The third-place horse coming back to win a 1X at Churchill with an 80 buyer. Munchkin Money just didn't fire, but getting back into the New York bred ranks really works for her. What might not work for her is the fact that there's no speed in this race, and I know she was able to get up close in a paceless Yaddo last year under Junior Alvarado. Since then, she's done her best running from well off of the pace, and I'm not sure they're going to change those tactics in here, and that's somewhat concerning. considering her current form and considering the pace situation. Classic Lady makes her first start for Christophe Clement. She's a very interesting contender. I like this win to finish off her 2019 season. She saved ground early behind a slow pace. She has work to do, as you see, turning into the stretch, and she digs down deep to just get up in the shadow of the wire, earning a 92 Beyer speed figure, a career best number for Classic Lady. She was really on point since being claimed last year. She has hit the board in her last 6 races, 2 wins, 4 seconds, and she's usually right there at the wire. The question is, will she be ready to go fresh for Clement, and will she be able to stay close to the pace? I think the answer could be yes for both of them. I think she's a very interesting contender, especially if you believe that 55 might be compromised by the layoff, the slow pace, and the minor injury she sustained before the Beaugay. Creasy is up next. Creasy's a really solid mare, and she's making her second start of the form cycle after finishing 5th in a turf sprint, and I think that race was just a tightener to set her up for this. The 8th place finisher came out of that race to ship up to Woodbine to win an optional claimer with an 83 Beyer speed figure. Creasy, though, is another mare. She needs some hitting up front, and the Timeform US pace projector doesn't believe that's going to be the case. We'll see if Creasy can stay a little bit closer. She has been solid throughout her career. I think it might take a Beyer in the low 90s to win, however, and after 20 starts, she's yet to Beyer anything over an 85. She is going to have to improve, but she has a recency edge. Nico's Dream completes this field for Barclay Tag, another one a little bit light on the Beyers. Let's watch her most recent start down at Gulfstream on May the 17th. She's going to win this race. A non-winners of one other than. She just gets up late. The concern is she only earned an 80 Beyer speed figure, and that is her career best. She's coming into this race the right way, in good form, 3rd start of the form cycle. She's going to be a very good price. I don't want to knock her too much, and she did some good things last year. Stakes placed sprinting on the turf in New York, going 7. I think she's okay. Nico's Dream actually multiple stakes placed. The question is she fast enough to compete with these sort of horses? Will the recency edge that she has over several of these make up for the fact that she's a little bit light on figures? We take a look at my top picks for the Mount Vernon. I just think 55 is better than these, and I think Chad's not going to run her unless he has her right. I think he has some big plans for her this year, including stepping her back up into the graded stakes ranks. She's my top pick. I also do want to use Classic Lady, however, for the Clement barn. I like that last race we saw where she was able to overcome a slow pace. She's been a beacon of consistency throughout her career, and I think she's capable of upsetting the apple cart at a decent price. 1-5-3-2 for me in the Mount Vernon. It's your Thursday race of the day. The 8th at Belmont has an approximate post time of 5:04 Eastern. Good luck.